Amber, hello Amber, how you doing? Sorry, trying to get everything going here. See, Weber says hi, hello. Amber says doing good. What about you? I'm doing good. It's been a beautiful day. Tired, I'll be honest with you. Been working on that trailer. Randy and I got something to eat, and I was gonna come back and work on the trailer a little bit more, or work on the car, but I'm just tired. I figured I'd go ahead and jump on the live here and do it, and then either do something this afternoon or tonight, or wait till tomorrow and start again. Carlos says, "Sup, y'all? Pops R3 had to go home, so I don't know if he's gonna be in. I think he's going out to eat." Weber says, "I'm working on my car too. Cool." Amber said, "That's nice. Yes, it's a beautiful day. I told y'all I feel better when it's pretty days. I don't like cold weather. I didn't get as much as I wanted done, but hey, every step I take, so that's one step closer. We did get the commode put in, and we got last wall built. So that just leaves the two doors and hooking everything up and the beds." Amber said, "Me too, buddy." Yep, I know what you mean. I love this beautiful weather though. Oh man, how is everybody doing today? Had this office shut up, had the heat off. It's kind of chilly in here. I turned it back on when I come in here. Amber said, "Guys, the YouTube name I found today. What'd you find?" She said, Guess the name. What's that?" Weber said, "What an opinion on Ram." I like Ram trucks. I mean, I'm a Chevrolet and GMC person, but we had a 2013 Dodge Ram truck. It was it was a V6. I'm not much on V6. I like small. I mean, I like the V8s, but it was a real good truck. It had about 350,000 miles on it when my youngest boy actually wrecked it and total lost it. If it wasn't for that, it'd still be going today. So I like the Ram trucks. Some of the new ones are pretty tough looking. I'm not going to go spend the money, but I'm not going to go spend the money on a new Chevrolet or GMC either. Let's see. GT fanboys, oopsie. Sorry, everybody. I got somebody out here in the parking lot. I don't really know what they're doing. Let's say he says your head is upside down. All right. Whoever said Ford, Ram, and Chevy trucks and cars. Amber says you are Sofa King. We told Todd, I think. Rumble said hello, chair. Yeah, I know, right? Cool Wiz says how's the weather in North Carolina, brother? It's been a minute since I've been there. Well, last couple of days it turned off cold, but today it was beautiful. Amber said did at the end. Rumble said hello, high visibility jacket. Yeah, that's what I wear to work. It's my work jacket. Rumble said hello, Pepsi. Yep. Carlos said Rumple. Rumple said big boys, hello. Amber says where did you go? Where did bro go? Like I said, I got somebody out here in the parking lot. I really don't know what they're doing. Rumble said, where's Pops? Pops popped out. Rumble said, there's Pops. Hello, Pops. Hey, Rumple. Whoever said, I'm probably swapping the engine in my Ford Escape. What a 5.7 liter Hemi Hellcat. Cool. Doctor not so happy said, where's Randy? He had to go home, and I think his in-laws made reservation. They're gonna go eat. Let him force said, hey Pops, I hope you're staying blessed from the dirt up. I am. It's been a nice day. Holy Turbo said, what's up everybody? Hope your day is going good. It's going great. Jane said, hey Pops. Hello Jane. Amber said, I got my first squishy today. Oh, really? I just don't trust people the way they pull up out there like that. I'm going to have to move. I got a trailer down there. I'm going to have to move it. Makes me think people's trying to take something. Jane said, hey, Rumple. Rumple said, Jane, hello. Carlo said, hello, Jane. Jane said, hey, Carlo and Papa Renzo. Yeah, tell Papa Renzo we said hello. Jane said, what's a squishy? Amber said, I think you squeezed. Pops, you're getting a tan. Yeah, I noticed that my arm's getting a little red. Rumble said, squishy like a teddy bear type thingy. Amber says, it makes me feel like I'm 5 again. Oh, really? I like to be a little tanned up a little bit. I don't like all that pale white skin. Jane said, Amber, like a stress ball, sorry. Got 7 people, 10 thumbs up. Amber says, it can be many types of things, but yeah. Holy Turbo said, yeah, he's getting tan. You have to watch, and I can't keep the women off of him. Ha ha. Maria said, I hope you would wear black today. I wore it yesterday. John said, hi. Rumble said, I think it's like a plush toy, I believe. Maria said, Emu Randy. Jane said, I took half deaf in the winter. I'm pale. I look half deaf. Yeah. Captain Bad Bill said, snowy Saturday. Hi. Please keep that snow. Well, Weber says, would you rather use a Ford Escape Titanium or the new Ford Escape Platinum? I don't know really the difference in it, to be honest. Carlos said, hello, ma'am. Maria said, what's in the box? That's the beds for the trailer. We got to open them up, and when you cut the plastic, they pop out into a bed, and I think they're 6 or 8 inches thick. And we got 3 of them to make the beds. I was hoping to build the beds today, but I didn't get to it. Carlos said, Maria. Jane said, hi. Cookie Maria. Yeah, she changed it. What the hell? Holy Turbo said, it's a mattress, Maria. And Maria said, Jane, Please don't call me in that name. Holy Turbo said, coochie coochie, LOL. Amber said, so basically it's a silicone type thing with slime, sand stuff in it. Jane said, Lord, I'm teasing you, Maria. I really thought you knew what it meant. Maria said, I'm still mad, by the way. I'm sorry. Rumble said, coochie. In slang, it means something. Maria laughs that I hate y'all so much. His said, Baldy, hello. Little and Four said, what are you going to use ventilation for the trailer? Well, we're going to have a split unit for the heat and air conditioner. And I'm going to run 2 vents off the side of the hot water heater to vent it back into. Right now, I'm going to vent it back into the bigger part of the trailer. We'll leave a door cracked or something, so that it'll come through. But and we've got the little one, little up in the corner, little ventilation. But like I said, the heat and air unit will be in it too. Jane said, Lowell, I was going to message you, but then I thought you knew. Weber said, one's bigger than the other. Rumble said, oh, cool, Amber. Amber said, not coochie again. Ryan said, hello, everyone. Hello, Ryan. He said, have you seen the clown that hides from fags? Yeah, he said he was coming to your house, but you hadn't seen him yet. Weber said, don't even say that C word. Amber said, it's very cool, Ruppel. Carlos said, sup, Ryan? Ryan said, I can't wait for the tour video. Yeah, I told Randy after we got done that I want to go back and make a clip, just one video from start to finish. Johnny the Little Red Bus said, hi, hello. Maria said, yes, Jane, a silly girl who learned English from bald guy on the internet. Of course she knows that. Ryan says, hey, Carlo. Carlo says, hey, hello, Maria. Jane said, hi, Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Maria didn't know what coochie meant. Holy Turbo said, coochie is big joking. Ryan said, oh. Maria said, you saw me acting like a idiot for 1 hour and you said nothing. I did too. I kept laughing and telling you. Ryan said, very funny. Maria's unhappy. Ryan said, I'm so sorry, Maria. Amber said, lol. Ryan said, I apologize. Jane said, sorry, Maria. Weber said, shut up. It is a woman vagina. Maria said, it's not your fault, Ryan. Jane said, we know that, Weber. Maria said, it's the bald man's fault and his son. It ain't our fault. Little Forrest says, are you putting stairs on it or just stacking tires and wood to get in the trailer? Well, I actually found 2 sets of steps on Marketplace, and I was going to go get them. And I don't even know if they're still out there or not, but I do want to put steps that fold up under the trailer they pull out like steps on a camper. That's my intentions anyway. Weber said, let's talk about cocking balls. Jane said, it's Ryan's fault. I was going to, but Ryan said you knew. Maria said, I swear to God you didn't say anything. You were talking in your inner voice. I was trying to tell you when I said I think our language barrier is way off. Because I thought for sure you would look it up if you didn't know. Oh, Lord. Amber's laughing. Maria said, I need you to write me an apology letter with your tears on it. All right. ABH says, hi, Unc, hello. Jane said, we know Weber and Carlo. AJ says, Bob has the baby oil so you can't run. ABH says, where are you from? We're in Denton, North Carolina. Ryan said, Maria, Jane texted me and asked if I thought you knew. I truly thought you knew, but I forgot you're learning English, so I'm really sorry. Maria said, trying to tell me, okay, keep trying. Ryan said, but it's all in good fun. No, Maria said, Law, it. So I was an object to gossip about this week. No. ABH says, I'm from Kendall, Curl. I don't know how to pronounce that. But welcome. Let me write that down. We do have a world map right there, and people come in and tell me where they're from, and we put a pin in for them. If Randy was here, I'd get him to look it up right quick, but we will get a pin in for you. Thank you for popping in. Jane said, Law, okay, I will take the blame for not telling you. Maria said, you know I'm still learning. Amber says, I popped my squishy. Oh, no. Ryan said, only for a couple messages, LOL. To be fair, Maria, you do really well, so it's easy for us to forget. Weber said, let's play Ram Ranch. I don't know what that is. Carlos said, I like vagina though. Holy Turbo said, tickle, tickle, coochie, coochie. Jane says, we know we were gossiping, but Maria, Pops was laughing his butt off and you brought him joy for that little bit. Amber said, woo! Weber said, these trolls won't shut up. AJ says he loves your stream. Well, thank you. ABH said, welcome to Corinda. I've seen that name before, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Harsh says, you look like you listen to Zach Bryan. I don't even know who Zach Bryan is. Dennis on Twisted Mopar said, good evening, everyone. Hello, Twisted. Little and Four said, I ate a crab leg cluster for you, Pops. Appreciate it. ABH says, you know Calhoun. I don't know if he hears me talking or what, but damn, he went crazy. He's going crazy. You know, Calcut? Nope. Brian says, how many truckers does your affiliate business have? We don't have any truckers. Ryan said, morning, Twisted. Jane said, hey, Dennis. Hey, Bryant. Twisted said, Jane. Rubble said, tickle, tickle. What's happening here? Memory says, hi, everyone. I have a pizza steak sandwich. Cool. Maria said, Jane, I was laughing because I thought it was funny. I didn't know what's the meaning about it, but when the live ended, I was a little bit suspicious that I had some meaning, so I searched about it. Carlos said, sup, Twisted, Jedi memory. Maria says, and you should see my reaction when I knew what it meant. Hey, did you change your name then? Kevin said, brother, please, I'm sorry. Memory said, Jane. Ryan said, Maria, we were laughing as if you knew. ABH says, I love this. Amber says, I'll be right back, all right? Maria's laughing, crying, they're all in one. Twisted said, Maria. Ryan says, I promise we weren't being mean. No, not at all. We just thought it was one big joke because, like I said, the things that was going along, we just thought that it was just a big joke going on. Whoever said, stop trolling, you trolls. Little and Four said, I was told a hot dog is a sandwich. Is that right? Thought a hot dog was a hot dog. A sandwich is a sandwich. Wilbur said, troll face. Ryan said, a hot dog is its own category. That's right. James said, whoop. Ryan said, a sandwich is a separate slices. Maria says, it's indeed a joke, but the joke on me. No, it wasn't. It was just, it wasn't on you, Maria. We were just all joking. Don't take it personally. It was just all the big fun and games. Weber says, I know trolls are mean. They're disgusting. Well, I don't think we got any in here right now, do we? Maria said, Lord, for the first time in my life, I thought I'm that stupid. It ain't stupid. Maria said, okay, change the subject. Jane says, Weber, most people in here aren't trolls. Lillian Four says, I agree. Citatas are weird. Okay. Weber said, I've seen some people are trolls. They're not. And they're not fun. Ozart says, fist pound. Amber says, I'm back. Weber says, you will see, you will see. Maria said, what's in the box again? It's the bed. It's called Bed in the Box. You pull it out, it's vacuum packed real tight. When you cut the plastic, the air gets in it and it pops out. One of the boxes, these two here, are 30 inches by 80 inches. And the one down there is a queen size, I believe. We got three. Maria said, fish memory. Ozar said, hope you're having a great day. I am, and I hope you are too. Maria said, for who? They're going in that trailer that it's going in that trailer we're building for the sleeping quarters. For Randy and Madison and the girls and me and Justin. Jay says, hey, never done. Hello, Jane. Not Jane, Jay. Hello, Jay. Jane says, Maria, you aren't stupid. You're really smart. I couldn't go to another live where they don't speak English and do like you do here. Exactly right. Maria, give yourself some credit. You do very good for a little bit of language difference we have here. I think you do awesome. Maria says, thank you, Jane. Jane says, hi, Oz, and hi, Jay. Cray says, how's everything going? It's going good. How about for you? This pretty weather comes back. I like it. Little Four said his mattress will let off an odor for the first few days. Heads up. It's going to stink. Well, the only thing about it is you're right. Once we pop them open, we'll let them air out. But the trailer with the wood we're using, that's how I got the wood. All the wood you see me using was free. And it's a 50-year wood, and it's got like a vinegar smell. So when I cut it, it's real the odor's real bad. And then it sits in that trailer and gets hot. We got to let it air out. So the trailer's got to air out before we use it too. That's why we're trying to get it done, so it will air out and everything before we use it. Like I said, that's how I got the wood, because of that. Jane said, hi, Craig. Lotus says, hello, 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 Lotus. Jane said, hi, Lotus. Rumble said, Lotus, hello. Craig said, hey, Jane. Rumble said, cooking tomorrow morning, Pops. Yeah, Justin talked to Randy and said they were coming tomorrow morning for breakfast. So, yes, we are. Ryan said, hey, Lotus. Jane said, tomorrow is going to be 70. Monday is going to be 37. I heard that too, Jane. I guess I'll be back depressed Monday. Lotus said, what's up, Ryan? Rumple said, it's like a natural smell of wood or something is soaked up. Yes. Whatever's in it to make it last so much longer. When I cut it to the size and I shiplap it, when I cut it, it's got to, and the way I found out the way it does too is if I shut the trailer up when it gets up in the 70s and 80s, it gets real hot, just about like kiln dries it. And then when I open it up that afternoon, most of the smell goes away. But now, again, we cut more wood today, so the smell's in there again today. So it won't take but about 2 or 3 days of getting up in the 70s and 80s for it to go away. Tyson said, hey guys. Hello, Tyson. Ryan said, not much, sitting here chilling, enjoying the chat. Thank you. Lillian Ford said, wow, I never would have thought about the wood smelling bad. Opa Lupa Drupa Doody. Okay. Jane said, is that like treated lumber? Yes. It's supposed to last like 50 years. But if you leave it outside, like some of it I use for a fence at the house, and the weather will it'll mildew real easy, and you got to stay on top of it to clean it all the time. Now I've used it in my house. You're not supposed to, but y'all know me. I don't do what I'm supposed to do or don't do. But I have it in my house on the floors and the walls, and it took a little longer for it to dry out like that, but it does real good. Vampire said he's sitting here looking like a retired high school wrestler coach who just realized he left his stove on in 1994. That's right. Craig said, how big is the trailer? That's a 53-foot semi-trailer. It's a drop floor. Carlos said, Gucci is also a type of green grass lawn. Tyson said, I'm building a bed for my 87 Chevy. Cool. Rumble said, we used to have ones, but those small, nice. Cool. Amber said, you didn't say it right. How dare you? Oh, what did I say wrong? Oh, yeah, I guarantee I said it wrong. Duke said, evening all. Hello, Duke. Jane said, I love the smell of, I don't know what that word is. That's the same words up there I didn't say right, I guess. Vampire said, that head is so smooth and shiny, it probably responsible for half the glare in the room. He's got that identify, have a strong opinion on lawnmower. Yeah, that's right. Amber said, hey, hi, Duke. Lotus said, painting would help with the smell. We're going to, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it before we go, but I was wanting to sand it and clear it. That way I left it the natural color. We did use some of the darker for the floors in the bathroom and in the bathroom. The shower had its own shower, and then Randy used gray for the roof in the two. But the gray is primer. We'll have to paint that. But yes, it will. Jane said, hi, Duke. Ryan said, hey, Duke. Little Ford said, is it a protection against mold? Well, I think it was supposed to make it last longer, but when it's out in the weather, it molds faster. Maria said, I think the box has the meat that you're going to cook tomorrow. Okay. Rumble said, Jane, me too. In our village, we also have had sandalwood. It smells great. Jane said, are you pulling the trailer with Fivo? Yeah, it's a semi-trailer. Carlos said, what's up, Lotus? Duke said, Ryan, Jane, Amber. Craig said, is it a secondary home and is it mobile? Yes, let me get caught up. I'll take you out there and show it to you. Lotus said, what's up, Carlo? Amber said, Oopa Lupa Doomba Dee-doo. Doompati, I don't know how to say it. Jane said, yo, eucalyptus. Eucalyptus. Okay. Lotus said, that would be cool. Jane said, it's a plant used in flower arrangements. Oh, okay. Rubble said, Jane, who helping with the word well done. Yeah, she helps me out a lot. Brian says, is Benjamin never really dead? I've lived in Trent. I have no idea. Carlos said, Lotus, should I put my 353 in the broken head? That's for you, Carlo. I mean, that's for you, Lotus. Amber said, Duke, did you hear about the Coochie incident? Lotus said, I think it's interior subfloor. Rumple said, tree extract is also used in plain relief spray and pop. Oh, okay. Lotus said, sure, Carlo, send it. Duke said, no. Little Forrest said, Lord, Jane might be my new stereo. Craig said, yes, that would be great. Let's see it. All right, I'm going to walk you out there. I'm not going to be able to keep up with the live, but I will walk you out there if I don't lose internet. It is kind of dark because if it starts to go out, let me know. But, well, I think if I can. But anyway, over there I built 2 trap doors. This one opens and that one opens. That gets to the holding tanks. And that's the 53 foot that's going to hold the 2 cars. And this is the closet, the walkway. I don't know if I start to lose you. I hope I don't. But anyway, there's the water tank. There's the toilet. There's the toilet. And there's the shower. Hot water heater. I do have to insulate. I've got stuff in the bed. There'll be the queen bed will go all the way across here. There'll be a bed on this side and a bed on that side, so there'll be enough room for everybody. We got a mess out here. What we got? But there's the Vivo, and it's a drop floor, so it's closer to the ground for us to get the cars up in it. That's the trailer I got for sale. Anybody want one? I need to sell it. Okay, let's see how far I got behind here. Carlos said, I will do Lotus. I will do try. Thank you, Lotus. Little Amber says, Duke, yeah, it was crazy. Rose said, I love that I can make people happy in any form, even if it's just an hour of their life. If I can make them feel lucky or feel good or bring a smile to a sour face, that to me is worthwhile. That's the way we feel. We like for everybody to smile and come in here and have a good time. Duke said, Amber, Coochie incident? Question mark. Brian said, all Americans should admire Israel for the relentless they've shown in this tough times. Yes. Brian said, Brian, we don't do politics. Rubble said, great work, Pox. Coming along awesome. Thank you. James said, no politics or religion. Ron said, don't. Oh, Jane said, looks great. Thank you, Jane. Carlos said, should I pair it up with a Team Corso or a Orient Tune exhaust? Lotus. Ron said, it's not politics, people. Lotus said, Orion. Let's see. 3._2 said, what's up, love? Not much. How about for you? Brian said, Israel is my first love. Israel is my last love. I'll sacrifice my life for Israel. Like I said, we try not to bring it into the live here. We do respect everybody and everybody's feelings and everybody's beliefs. But in here, we stay neutral. Carlos said, cool, Lotus, staying off grid, said, congratulations. You, sir, are a gay, bearded homosexual. I hear you. Gray said, not much for the trailer that you're selling. It is dimensions and also like you have a good start on your project. Well, now the trailer I'm selling is a 53-foot three car car hauler. It's nothing special. It does have a little bit of rust on the sides. It's double walled so that it's not unsafe. It just don't look good. It needs to be cut out and put a piece of channel in. But I'm only asking $2,500 for it. So it's got it's three axles, six good tires. I pulled it from here to Florida and from here to Ohio and didn't have a bit of problem with it. Let's see, and thank you about my other trailer. Jane said, Brian, we start talking about neutral, whatever, and Israel will lead to politics discussion. 3._2 says, I'm in North Louisiana. We would get along. Yeah, we get along. Let me write that down too, and I'll put a pin in for you. I got it over here, right here. Let's see. You said North Louisiana. We will put a pin in the world map for you. Thank you. Jane said, off the grid, he has socks on. That's right. Staying off grid, said Jane. That's just sympathetics. Oh, whatever you call that word. Amber said, Duke, the coochie incident, ask Pops, and Pops, he did the mistake. Jane said, Amber, it's all good. It's all Pop's fault. That's right. Brian said, Jane, there's no harm in praising Israel for once. Lotus said, where was the jacuzzi? I missed it. Not on this trip. We're going to try to figure something out. I would like to get one of those that blows up. That would be cool. Amber said, that's why I said he did the mistake. Carlos said, and he's giving it off the grid. Jane said, Brian, choose another channel. Brian said, I'm obsessed with Israel. Love from California. Wait a minute. You're in California and you're obsessed with Israel? Did I get that right, Brian? Brian said, move there then. Amber said, hey, I'm in South Louisiana. That's crazy. Cool. Jane said, right, you could do portable jacuzzi. I may look into it, but like I said, we're so tight on time between now and the burnouts. But I want to do this first trip to see what I need to change, add, subtract, or whatever to see exactly what we need to do. It's going to be a learning curve. I did it one time when I went to Bike Week. I took a trailer and I just took a portable air conditioner, but the trailer wasn't insulated or nothing. I was okay with it, but my wife didn't like it at all. Carlo, we're not going to do that either, please. Like I said, we respect everybody. Brian said, yes, you're right. Okay. Have you ever been to Israel? Let me ask you that. Have you ever been to Israel? Amber said, oop. Lillian Ford said, we're in for the 50-degree drop in the temps here tonight. Yep, I think we are for Monday night too. Jane said, it's looking great. You'll be able to get both cars in and have living space. Yes. And if Justin keeps coming around, we will get the money and put a lift in it. We'll put 3 cars in it. That's the reason I wanted to go with the semi, because I don't have to worry about the weight. Rumble said, where did you learn all the skill, Pops? A mechanic, copter, etc. Rumple, I have for my entire life, I've always had to make it work. I never had the money to go out and buy stuff and build stuff. I've always had to make do with what I got, and I never had the money to pay somebody to do it, so I had to figure it out myself. Just like I told Randy on some of this stuff we're doing, you just got to get so deep into it, you got to figure it out. First time's the hardest. The rest of them, it'll come easy. Robert says, where is little Randy, or Randy Jr.? He's gone to eat with his in-laws. Duke said, 1 foot of snow on the ground below freezing temps. Ooh. Jane said, Little and Floor, ours drop tomorrow night. I wonder if we'll see tornadoes. Ryan said, geez, Dukes, that's no fun. Amber said, no, remember it's not snow, it's white stuff, Duke. Jane said, yuck, Duke. Ryan said, once when I was escaping imprisonment, I've flown away from California to Israel. The Israel authorities were really cooperative and held me at their best. What if you are that? I mean, that's cool, okay, but why didn't you stay? If you're obsessed, why didn't you stay there? I mean, and there's nothing. I'm not saying it in no negative way. I'm just asking. If you feel that hard about it, why would you come back here? Ryan said, "Have you tried telling it to go away?" Duke said, right, white stuff. Amber said, Lowell. Little Four says, I hope not. Jane, we're on fire watch here too. Robert said, hey, Pops, what's in the box? That's our beds for the trailer project we're doing. Rumble said, very cool, Pops. I appreciate such skills. Much respect. Thank you. 3._2 says, I have no politics opinion. I don't have no problem with nobody. I have respect with this guy. I never met him, but he probably worked hard and built his business, and that ain't easy. You're exactly right. We don't do politics. That's why. I've worked my ass off to be where I'm at today, and so is Randy. So I appreciate it. I respect everybody. And thank you for that. Carlos said, as long as your nuts don't drop, you're fine. Jane said, Lowell, you think that will work? I'd be okay if I didn't see any white stuff until November. Lotus says, not again, Jane. The last tornado was bad. Duke said he didn't stay because they deported him. They didn't. They don't accept felons in their country. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Robert said, how is Robert work jacket, Pops? It's great, buddy. Waiting on you. Amber said, I'm the only one jamming to music. Jane said, Lotus, we had 3 EFO the other day. Brian said, Israel is great, but California is where my family lives, so I came back to California. Well, I mean, I guess I understand that. If that's the only reason. Jane said, Amber, I can't listen to music and listen to Pops at the same time. That's me, Jane. I can't do both. Little Forrest says, we'll take moisture in any form. I hate snow, but it helps the fire situation. Jane said, Little Four, where are you? Lotus said, I just remembered the one that took out a huge swath of North Dayton. My balls says, hello, Unc. Hello. Amber says, I can. Jane, I love multitasking. Ron said, I'm not envious of tornado. Hallie, exactly. Jane said, Lotus, was that around 7 years ago? Little Four says, Now take country, Oklahoma. Oh. Lotus says, a year or so. Duke said, I'm just cracking horrible jokes. I don't even know. Okay. 3._2 says, California and Israel have high taxes. Lots of people come to low tax states like Texas and Florida, but would rather stay where you are. Little and Four says, Pops, I need a pen. Okay. You're exactly right. Let me write that down. What color do you want? Let me write yours down too. I didn't even think about it. I will. We'll get 3 pins in there for all 3 of y'all. Thank y'all. Lotus said you're so good. Wait a minute. Let's see. James said, doesn't Oklahoma have lots of tornadoes? Brian said, California is indeed expensive. Amber said, Pops, can you point at the coochie, please? No. Y'all didn't run. Maria all kept talking about it. I think she really felt bad because she didn't know what it was. Duke said, Billings, Montana had a tornado once on Father's Day. Ryan said, I'd build a bunker if I lived in Tornado Alley. Just live in the concrete bunker. Yeah. Amber said, why? Little Ford said, red pin. All right. I've been hit 3 times in my house in the last 10 years. Jane said, Brian, California is very expensive to live, but the wages are equal to cost of living. My sister lives there. Dylan, I forget what he calls it. Dylan? No, it ain't Dylan. It's Dion. How are you gentlemen doing tonight? Doing great. Hope you are. Maria said, it's raining. Oh, you get a holiday. Brian said, I have great admiration for Donald Trump and his administration. He has indeed kept Middle East in check. Jane says, hi, Dylan. Ryan said, how often does it rain where you are, Maria? Maria says, LOL, I hope so. Jane said, Dion. Damn it. Sorry about that. Maria says, I don't want to go to college. Kevin says, you have big biceps, brother. The camera adds big things to them. Jane said, Brian, once again, no politics. Maria said, it doesn't rain that much. SAAD said, is this real that ICE agents are hunting people in USA? I've not seen any. Maria said, my cat is missing, by the way. Uh-oh. Jane said, Maria, think of the end goal. You will be well-paid professional. Duke said, it's still dropping white stuff everywhere. Mother Nature knows what she's doing. Kevin says, you have good bodybuilding gen. Shoot, I don't know about all that. Ryan said, it rains pretty good around my area for the most part of the year. Ryan said, after Iran, the next target is Turkey, where anti-Semitism is at an all-time high. Amber said, Duke, that's crazy. Amber said, why? That's why I'm sad. No cat equals no happy Maria. I love rain. Jane says, your new cat is missing. Didn't you lose a cat 2 weeks ago? Ryan said, how long has your cat been missing? Lillian Ford said, Pops, Dad bods are hot. Duke says, Amber, all 12 inches. Amber says, Duke, don't start. Kevin says, in drinking a protein shake. Maria said, Jane, don't open sensitive topics. Duke said, laughing. 15 people, 27 thumbs up. Maria says, I haven't seen her since afternoon. Well, didn't you say she slept like 12 hours the other day? Maybe she's just somewhere sleeping. James Law, is it your Persian cat? Ryan said, have you tried shaking the treat jar? Maria said, why? She doesn't sleep here. Oh, really? Amber said, Duke, you made me choke on my cupcake. You eat a lot of cupcakes, Amber. Little and Four said, do you put peanuts in your Pepsi? If you do, you should try it. No, I've never tried it. I know when I was little, my papa used to put peanuts in his Coke, but I've never heard anybody putting them in Pepsi. Maria said it's warm, more comfy. Maria says, and it's raining outside, so she'll get sick. Amber said, well, I love my cupcakes. Kevin said, Persian cats are horrible. They shed like crazy. Jane said, Amber must be a big girl eating all those cupcakes. Duke said, don't choke on my words. No, she's not a big girl. She chokes on plastic and throws them cupcakes up. Mike said, howdy from the Ozards. Hello, Ozards. Amber said, no, not big. Ron said, hey, Mike. Little Ford said, peanuts and Pepsi is my favorite hay hauling snack. Oh, really? I remember we used to have water covered up over in the shade. It's what we did. And one guy that we got up hay used to, him and his wife always fix his hot dogs and a Pepsi when we were getting up hay. Jane said, hey, Mike. Amber's laughing. Maria says, I think she went to Iran after all. She's Persian. Ryan said, LOL. Mike said, happy Ryan and Jane. Jane said, she won't be safe in Iran. Amber said, why are we still talking about plastic? Duke said, Mike. Maria says, I know. Duke says, what about the plastic? Mike says, hi, Duke. How are you? Amber says, nothing. It's just a thing we had going on. Amber and turtles have something in common. Lotus said, hey, Mike. Maria said, describe Maria in 3 words. Sassy, smart, bossy. Jane said, did I miss something about plastic? I guess. Duke said 12 inches of snow on the ground. Mike, I'm doing LOL. Mike says, hey, Lotus. Kevin says, I can't stop eating, brother. I'm sorry. Little Four said, we got 25 cents a blade, loaded haul and stacked in the barn. It felt like good money when I was young. Lotus said, loves dad's chickens. Amber's laughing. Jane said, Maria, smart, beautiful, loves chickens. Maria said, okay, as long as you're giving this look at means something's bad. No. Duke said, I got to hear about this plastic story. Well, the other day when we were doing the, nope, Amber said no. Brandon said, Lab 2 plus and the Petroleum Lab 7 is the melting pot. Jane said, me too, Duke. Maria says, tell me. But Amber said no. 15 people, 28 thumbs up. Amber says, okay, fine, tell them. Well, the other day when we had our little incident with the coochie thing, Amber made the joke that her husband didn't tell her she was cheating on her. And she didn't tell her husband she wasn't straight. So along with the coochie stuff, we were also talking about turtles choking on plastic, and Amber too. since she's not straight. Let's say it like that. That's what all that was at one time, so that's why it was so funny. Everything was so funny. Maria said, "What's in your hand?" That's my dental floss. I always keep one with me because I've got two broke teeth and I have to keep them cleaned out or they'll hurt. Uh, Duke said, "That's four people that wants to know. Let's go." Amber's laughing. Ryan said, "Maria, he's playing with his teeth flossing toothpick." Amber said, "I can't breathe. It's that damn plastic." Duke says, "Oh, geez." Maria said, "Okay, I understand 80%. Duke said, "I'm sorry I missed that. It was a good live. It was absolutely funny." Jane said, "Amber, you wearing socks?" She says, "Nope." Amber said, "Socks or no, I don't. It don't matter to her." She said she likes the coochie. Oh, 14 people, 28 thumbs up. Jane said, "So no hubby any longer?" Maria said, "Yeah, it was funny because Maria was playing dumb." Duke's laughing. "You did a good job, Maria. You played right along." Maria said, "Shut up about the coochie thing." You ask. Four of you wanted to know, so I had to tell the story once Amber said tell it. Amber said, "I actually can't breathe." Jane said, "Oh my God, look at Pops. Man, your face turns bright red." I'm sorry, this is funny. Maria's laughing. "Just don't change your name." Jane said, "But Amber likes it." I know. Duke said, "Say coochie one more time." No, I couldn't say coochie. Nobody wants me to say coochie. That's not nice. Amber's laughing her ass off. Brenda says, "Change my name." I said, "Yeah, don't change it. Don't add to it." Duke's laughing. Maria said, "Say Gucci again and you'll get canceled." Amber said, "Lol." Duke said, "Amber, is this what I need? Thanks for bringing me in." Maria said, "I'll change it to Maria the Randy Hater." Little Four said, "We should start to go a GoFundMe for a sofa." Yeah. Amber said, "You're welcome." Jane said, "Maria, remember that you changed your name." Oh, what we got here? Let's see. Harb said, "Those who do not believe in Allah." Oh, we're not doing this. Thank you, but we don't talk it in here. Maria said, "And it's all start because I said I like your couch." Yeah, I think you put an E on it, and I think I actually said it wrong. But the minute I said it, it just took off. Amber said, "No, it's not a sofa, it's a coochie." Jay said, "But the dog loves the sofa." Randy said, "I wish I didn't mention that." Jane said, "Was it a couch?" Yeah. Yeah, that's how she put. That's what she done. And instead of saying couchie, I said coochie. So it just went from there. Lillian Ford said, "Hey, Pops, what's your favorite restaurant?" I like a steakhouse, to be honest with you. Or what? Let me rephrase that. I like Japanese. I like when they cook in front of you. I don't know the name of it, but I like it when they cook Japanese food in front of you. Amber said, "The way he says it is so funny." Maria says, oh, I remember. I wrote it couch. Ryan said, hibachi. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she did, but when she put the E on it, I added the T and said coochie. So it just, I don't know. It was funny. Duke said, so Amber swings in both directions. That's the way I took it. Late Night says, is this guy AI or are they gay? If you're gay, that's fine. But you know, we don't want you to push it on us. So just take 10% off of Vaseline and stay in the closet. But you're welcome here to talk about other subjects. Amber said, yes, sir. Doug said, hi from Scotland. Well, hello. Duke said, more ammunition. Ryan said, no, AI. Jane said, hi, Scotland. Maria says, you like Japanese food. 8 months ago, I asked you, and you said you don't like Japanese food. No, I like Japanese food. Now, I don't like Chinese food. I like it when they cook in front of you. I like that. Now, that stuff you sent me, if that's Japanese, no, I'm not eating that. Ryan said, hello, Scotland. Maria says, I hope he's AI. Hug said, hi, Jay. AJ says, what size is the neon jacket? Extra large. Jane said, Maria, I think he said he doesn't like sushi. Oh, I do not like sushi. Well, I don't know if I like sushi. I'm not going to try it. Amber said, from all that laughing, I feel like I'm going to puke. Maria said, I swear to God, I asked you what's your favorite food, and you said I can't stand Asian food or something. I don't even know what Asian food is. Duke said Amber is going to have abs of steel. Jane said, oh, geez, not peanut butter and cupcakes again. Amber said, for real, LOL. Maria said, so everyone knows that coochie means? Amber said, yes, lol. Said Maria. Stacy, what's her face? Said hi. Hello, Stacy. Jane said, yes, Maria, and we knew what it meant. Sorry, I thought you knew. Well, the way Randy looked at it is you said something about if a guy said something to you about your coochie, you would take it as offensive or something like that. So Randy said, yes, she knows what it means. Randy said, okay, I'll blame little Randy. Amber says, I knew way before the incident. Jane said, it was a great time. It was funny. Laughter is a great medicine, so I felt better. Duke said, no, I have no idea what a coochie is. Please explain. Google it. 4-1 says, I like a good fried egg sandwich with mayo and horseradish on my steak. I don't care for the horseradish, but I've never tried it. Now, I do like a fried egg sandwich with mayonnaise. I do like that. Amber said, Duke, yes, do it. Woodman said, how much for the universe is dark matter? I don't know. Jane said, Lowell, Duke. Duke's laughing. Memory says, I had a Jeep for 2 years. They are the worst. They were the worst, kept breaking down. Amber said, my eyes are watering. Oh my God. Jane said, I saw a brand new lime green Jeep last week. Oh my God, I want it. Stacy said, is that constantly changing with the birth or death of life? It is constantly changing with the birth of death of life. Light. Okay. Little Ford said, what's your favorite color of Skittles? I really don't have a favorite color of Skittles. But I guess I would stay with orange because orange is my favorite color. Woodman said, I think it's 75%. Carlos said, Lotus shot you an email. Stacy said, dark matter is to space as water is to our bodies. Okay. Amber said, I'm going to go on the roof of my house and jump into the trampoline. Oh, be careful. Sometimes the trampoline breaks. Make sure you video it. Jane said, Carlo, how's your pops? Dude said, watch out for the plastic, Amber. Amber said, dude. $16 people, 29 thumbs up. Carlos said, Jane, he's sleeping. He may need an inhaler for the shortness of breath. Rita said, okay, I need someone to explain the plastic thing more. Amber said, and I've done it multiple times. John said, reading 18 comments like you're famous. Jane says, we had a trampoline blowing everywhere yesterday, along with the blowing over trees and power lines. Well, John, that's what I'm known for, to read the comments. Even ones like yours that's trying to be demeaning, I still try to read them. So thank you for your comment, though. Let's see what we got here. Well, you've had your channel since August 26th of 2019. You've got 3 whole subscribers, and hey, you got 3 videos. Awesome, man. You're on a hell of a start. Thanks for coming in and saying something stupid on my channel. Jane said, I just read that. Amber said, Maria, no, you don't. Jane said, hi, John. Duke says, Amber, done what? The plastic thing? Amber said, Amber, how old are you? Amber said, 18. Maria said, I'm 18 too. Amber said, twins. Jane said, Amber, and you were married? Amber said, no. Question mark. Well, you told the joke that you were. Brenda said, getting married at 18 is crazy. How about getting married, period, is crazy? Amber said, no, I know what you said. Ryan said, God bless 2 18-year-olds. I feel old. Brenda said, can you look at the camera and smile? Ryan said, I'm 36 and literally twice their age. Amber said, my ex lied about being loyal and I lied about being straight. Oh, I thought you said your husband. You just meant your ex-boyfriend. I thought you said husband. My bad. Jane said, Lord, Ryan, you are 18 times 2. Elise says, what shampoo do you use for hair? Shaving cream and soap. Duke said, don't get married. Get Glad. Glad Ziploc bags. Guaranteed freshness. Can't get that from a marriage. Amen, Duke. Amen. Jane said, her ex. I was thinking husband. I was too, Jane. Amber said, Lowell. Ryan said, I know, Jane. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that old, but man, sometimes it kills me to think that the fact that I've been driving for 2 years by the time they come along. Well, think of me at 57. Amber says, I don't want to get married. I'm kind of scared. Men are kind of scary. That's fine. Men are scary and women are crazy. So keep your distance. King Odie says, you're not the best reader. I am not. Not at all. Ryan said, sure, Lowell, 57 has me beat. King says, I can help you. I appreciate it. A lot of people in here help me. Hey, I appreciate it. Carlos says, well, become a lesbian, Amber. Duke said, yes, we are scary, but not plastic unless you're from California. Ryan said, but at least you aren't twice my age. Yeah, you're right about that. Amber said, no, I still like both. Jane said, oh, Ryan, if I were 4 years older, I'd be your age times 2. Ryan said, oh, Jane, you don't have to say it. Mrs. I agree, men are scary. Kenneth said, Paul Newman or Robert Redford. Jace said, Rebel loves you. Well, thank you. Ryan said, now I'm stuck feeling kind of young and old. It's so confusing. I know what you mean. It don't bother me. I don't really know. I know both names, but don't think much about either one of them. Not good or bad. And Little Ford said, do you know a trick to getting a child lock to unlock on the back door? It's usually when you open the door, it's right on the edge of the door. It's a little black lever that slides up and down. Ryan said, yeah, open the back door and flip the little switch by the latch. There he goes. Jason says, Maxine loves you so much he wants to be your boyfriend. Carlos said, Jane makes Papa Renzi feel so young. Lillian Ford said the door won't open. It won't open from the outside. Jane said, Ryan, it's all good. I worked hard to get here. I was complaining about my age a couple years ago. Guy said to me, growing old is a privilege that many are denied. I shut up. Maria said, Randy is a lesbian. He said he was. Well, if you'll define lesbian, I fit right in. Lillian Ford said, nope. Amber said, what just happened to my message? Jay says, do you like female boys like my dad? I don't know what female boys is. Parker says, yo, Pops, haha, long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. Ron said, you're right, Jane. I can confirm 36 has tested the shit out of me. Maria says, fish brain. Doctor not so happy said, Pops is a cool fella. Thank you. Maria said, female boys are trans boys. Oh, okay. That's not very nice to say then, but okay. See, I didn't know what that was. Amber says, if you look like my community, you would kind of know. Little Forest says it won't open from the outside either. Oh, then you got to open the door to get it to unlock. Parker said, hey, Jane. Jane said, Lowell, I think Randy said he likes women. If that's lesbian, then he's in. Yeah. Parker says, we do not judge people. That's exactly right. We listen. We don't judge. Maria said, likes women. I thought he doesn't like anyone. Carlos said, how do I like my women, Jane? Jane said, hi, Parker. Amber said, sir. I said, my in. Sir, I said, my in there, buddy. Mary said, I thought it was cars. I do. Daryl said, hey, y'all, rough day. I just walked in. Man, I hope it gets better for you. Ryan says, hey, Daryl. Jane said, hot and black. Carlo. Duke said, hi, Daryl. Jane said, hey, Daryl. Parker says, where in the turd? Where in the turd, Randy? If you're talking about little Randy, he's gone out to eat with his in-laws. How long has it been since you've been in here, Parker? Carlos said, what's up, Daryl? Daryl said, Ryan, Jane, Duke, Big. Parker said, what's up, Daryl? Carlos said, correct, Jane. Maria said, what does sassy mean? Kind of like smart ass, so to speak. When somebody tells you something, you just sass back at them. Don't really do what you're wanting to do. Amber says, I want to go get chocolate. Be right back. Parker says, I don't know. Been a while, like a month. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I remember when I looked at your profile, the cat eye truck. Jane said, Daryl, I sent a text. Duke said, sassy means Ember. Daryl said, so if things don't start going my way, I'm not sure I'll have the car ready in time. Oh, really? I thought it was about ready, Daryl. What's going on? Daryl said, that'd be fine, Jane, if I can go. Little Forrest says, I may need a car theft to get the door open. Jane said, I thought you were putting finishes touches on Little Bird. That's what I thought. Amber said, yes, I am very sassy. Parker says, cat eye power for life. There you go. I thought you were dropping the motor in it and then you already got the drive shaft and everything. What's left? Daryl says, all and meaning all the finished touches are fighting me. Oh. Maria said usually when someone describes someone else as sassy, they mean it as a compliment, but what Google tells me. That's what Google tells me. Jane says, can you take the door off the hinges? I think you have to have it open first, Jane. I think. Parker says, I say, Jesus saves, I spent for real. Jane says, sassy is a good thing. Little Forrest said, Jane, I could if I could open it. Daryl says, BRB, call. All right, Daryl. MT said, how's the Camaro coming? We still haven't put the belt for the alternator on it, but we got the alternator mounted, got the power steering on it, got the new wheels on it. Other than the power steering belt, it's ready to go. I do want to do some more things to it, but we are working on that trailer to get the trailer ready to take both cars. We got to get this trailer ready, or we're not going to be able to go ourselves. You know, we do have the other trailer, but we didn't get camping passes to take the camper, so we're taking the 53-foot trailer. We're putting sleeping quarters in it, so we got a lot to do to try to get ready. Dukes and always the finishing touches that gets Daryl. Amber said, no, I've been called sassy when I talk back to talk back. I do that a lot. I didn't think sassy meant good. I just thought it meant kind of a smart assy little girl. It's the way I always took it. Duke said, Amber, the daughter I should have had. Jane said, well, I think sassy means strong willed, firm in their opinion of situation. Oh, might be. Parker says sassy is like a jerk. Yeah, that's the way I took it. Amber said hee hee. Little and Four says I'm taking the panel off from the inside. This girl ain't quitting. Grr. Now, if you take the door panel off, you ought to be able to reach there and pull that thing yourself. Minnie says, do you know a hobo orgy in the back of the car is called a soup kitchen? I did not. Never. I've heard of soup kitchen, but I didn't know what they meant. Duke's laughing, and Amber says, well, I'm a jerk then. Parker's laughing. 33 people like, 16 people in here. Let's see. Jane said, see, in my opinion, Maria can be sassy, but that's not a negative thing. Carlos said Muhammad was a pedophile. That was kind of off topic. Jane says she has strong opinions. Yes. Elise says I've been shadow banned. No. That's not good. Parker said negative. Nancy, that's what I've been told. Maria said me. Amber says I need to stop eating cupcakes and chocolate. I'm getting chunky. Duke said, which Muhammad? There's a country full of them. Sorry, everybody. Jane said, right, Duke. That's what I wondered. Carlos said, the prophet. Starting to get dark. Let me shut this door. Let's see. Elise says, I'm reading this comment and I want to confuse the I'm gay, I'm proud. Parker said, good old boys. Maria said, so I have a strong personality? Question mark. Totally not off topic, said the juice. It's just a Ray, says he. Hey, how are you? You look like you clean your office. It looks very nice. Well, thank you. Jane said, Ali, good for you. Duke, where's the prophet name of Muhammad? I'm interesting. I get set down. It hurts to get back up. Maria said, clean his office when? See? People notice it. They don't always look for the negative. Strong opinion, Maria. Jane said hi to Ray. Ali said the prophet name is John Cena. Amber said, now I got chips and another cupcake. Little and Four said panel off, door open. Feel like a win. There you go. Totally not off topics. Got game over times 3. Duke said, I can't see John Cena. Ray said, I don't see any cleaning. Jane says, yay, 4-1. Like Little and Four. What did I say 4-1 for? Al says, John Cena. Tana. Parker said, Ford stands for found on road dead. Amber said, I won't choke on this one, hopefully. Make sure you take the plastic off first. Little Four said, thanks, Jane. Reaper said meow. Hello, Reaper. Duke said, Amber, is it plastic? Does it have plastic wrapping on it? Amber said, yes. Then you better take that plastic off first. Reaper said, long time no see, bald man. I know. I thought you didn't like us no more. Elise says, what's your name, bro? Randy. They call me Pops. Amber said, but I love the plastic. I know, right? Parker said, Pops, you read it wrong. Ha ha, Pops. Did I? What did I read wrong? Oh, no, I read it right. Ha. Jane said, hey, Reaper. Duke said, Amber, 911 is on standby. Beth said, where's Kane? He's out there. I got too much stuff right here for him to be in here. And hello, Beth. Maria said, okay, then describe Randy in 3 words. Reaper said, where were you last night? We went on, but it was about 9 o'clock when we went live. It's just a Ray. Says hello, hello, and more hello. How are you? I hope your Saturday is going nice and good. Jane said, hi, Beth. Maria said, I called him Bald Man, Tomato Man, Fish Memory, Dr. Randy. Amber said, no, I won't need them. I've ate them with the plastic for years. Ron said, hey, Beth. AJ said, hi, my name is Randy, and I admit that I support Iran. We support everybody, man. Jane said to Ray, it's been a lazy day. Always a good thing. You doing okay? AJ said, ha ha. Duke said, I'm sure you have, Amber. Parker says, all new carring trucks are made of cheap plastic and they want high price for everything. Yeah, I know. Totally not off topics, farts. Nope. Reaper said, that's what I was cooking dinner for the family last night. Oh. Amber said, shush. Reaper said, Amber, do you have an email? Amber said, I did, but not right now. Beth said, hey, Jane and Ryan, Mike tried to kill me cleaning the garage today, Ryan. Oh, no. AJ said, Ryan, sweet as candy and an original dandy. Reaper said, Emma says hello, and so does Annabelle. We'll tell both of them we said hello. Jane said, goop. Parker said, Pops is the future teller. He can tell the future with his forehead. There you go. Amber said, oh, don't remind me about thee. Fart, that was nasty. General George Washington said, just because you do not take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in you. That's right. Ron said, ha ha. I'm so sorry, Beth. I didn't mean to get that big of a fire lit. Duke said, so if I crinkle plastic, does that mean Amber will magically appear? It might be. Amber said, yep. Reaper said the engine blew in the Ram. Damn, dude, you rough on cars, trucks. Maria said, politics controls our lives. Yes, it definitely does. Jane says, Pop, responsible, talented, forgiving. There you go. Hey, I like that one. Thank you. 23 people, 34 thumbs up. Ooh, I got to make the video tonight, too. I got to see where we were at. I didn't get to watch the one today. Chris says talented with making people mad. No. Totally not off topic. Says Mack Trucks factories are being moved to Mexico. Parker says, oh no, George Washington has come back from the dead. Just kidding. Duke said, crinkle, crinkle. Amber said, help, I just walked in on my brother. That was nasty. Amber said, Duke. Daryl said, how's the trailer coming along? We got the toilet mounted. We got the other wall put up, the Blackwater tank mounted, all that's in place. We were going to do the the beds today, but we both had to eat all day, so we went to eat. So we're hoping that we can get the beds knocked out tomorrow, and then I can try to build the doors for the bathroom and the shower. And then we got to order some. We got the parts to put on the trailer for the power to run through the breaker box. We got to mount that too, and then we got to get our lights and stuff, and then of course the plumbing. But it come along pretty good today. Jane said, off topic, a lot of production was moved to Mexico over the years. Rich said, silly, dumbass, but kind. Well, thank you. Duke said, Amber, did he have plastic too? Little enforced, don't be a bum, hit the thumb, y'all. Rich says, how about that? Don't bother me. Totally off topic said, Japan, Chinese. Amber says, kinda, if that's what you call it. Totally off topic says, Jewish, Japanese. Elise says, Randy, favorite movie, favorite food, favorite music. I like all music. Steak's my favorite food, and I like all kinds of different movies. I really don't have a certain one. Duke's laughing. Reaper said, yeah, it sucks, but can just order the parts through the shop I work at. Totally not off topic said, floor leaking through all the flowers. All right. Amber said, Parker, that's crazy. Dale said, awesome. Jane said, off topic, how's the sobriety? Have you moved yet? Parker says, huh? What? Divin said, hey, yo, hello. Amber said, lol. Ryan says, it was just thinking it's a shame that the tractor pulls can't farm anymore. Imagine how fast you could till the field or 4 blocks come. I know. Divin said, hi. Alexander said, hi, hello. Totally not talking. Said, sorry, I'm Jewish, Japanese. Duke said, Ryan. Amber said, I want more. Ryan says, lol, I'm so serious. Beth said, you also had visitors today, didn't you? No. Duke said, Amber, I'm sure you do. It's just, DeRay says, do you have any plans for St. Patrick's Day? As for myself, when I get over my sickness, this stuffy nose, I'm going to go cook spaghetti for dinner. I don't even know what St. Patrick's Day is. Parker says, well, everyone favorite song. AJ says, if he can work for you, would you pay him? If I could afford it, yeah. Jane said, Lord Beth, we want proof. Abby said, I got 4 whole pizzas from Speedway, $3 each. Amber said, shush. Ryan said, I'd hate to think that those taste like Abby. Beth said, Lord Jane, totally not off topic, said it's great. I'm super sober and not moving yet. Working on the morning. Thank you for asking. I'm on crack today, though. Sorry, Pops. Jane said, Ryan, how much land do you have around your house? Alexander said, is it morning or afternoon or night? It is just about 8 p.m. It's just now getting dark for us. Parker says, he did a bunch of stuff and said had to let a little crazy out. All right. Fire department says, hey, hello, fire department. Totally not talk says, not actually cracked, but just really hyper. Amber said, I kissed a girl and I liked it by Katy Perry. Ali said, Randy, blondes, brunettes, or redheads? Personality. There's beautiful ladies everywhere. So it's really the person. Totally knowledgeable said Parker gets it. Ryan said 60 acres, Jane. Little Forest says, can you override sensors? It says door ajar now. Then close it. Jane said, off topic, please tell me you aren't on crack right now. Reaver said, everybody wants a new hunting rifle, but if I do that, I'm buying a whole new and camouflage gear. Okay. Parker says, guys, hit that subscribe button. It's free for 99 people. That's right. It's just a race. He says, okay, you have good and nice Saturday. Tell your son and your puppy that I said hello. Take it easy. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping in. You have a good night. Amber said, because it did happen. Maria said, I meant when I fish read Hutchins, I couldn't pronounce it. I still say hush hush. Hutchins. Jane said, off topic, thank God, stay clean. Jane said, bye, DeRay. Ethan said, my asshole is itchy for some reason. I'll keep someone updated. It's probably because it's drying. Amber said, what the hell? Daryl said, I spent 5 hours just getting a shifter modified and mounted today. Oh. Well, if you got it, I know it takes time on some things, but at least you're making progress. Parker says free 99. Little Forest, the door is closed. Still says ajar. Pull fusing and hope for a reset. Duke says, damn, Daryl, that's a fighter. Maria said, bye. See you, Maria. Thank you for stopping in. Amber says, I want white stuff on my floor. Ryan said, the little native, it's the door actually closing, question mark. Daryl said, it shifts. There you go. That's in, instead of worrying about it taking 4 or 5 hours, at least you got it to shift. But I know what you mean. Jane said, Daryl, it happens when you take a little from here, a little from there. Yeah. True Floridian said, what's good, folks? All kinds of stuff. It's beautiful. Weather's nice. Duke said, Amber. Amber's laughing. DeRay says, okay, have a nice day. Have a nice and good weekend. Take care. Jane, see y'all. Thank you for stopping in. Alexander says, are you happy that your room doesn't smell like fart and I can feel the guy who poked himself a day ago? I miss him. I really do. I like for him to be here, but yeah, it's nice. I ain't got to smell shit. Jane said, hi, Floridian. Parker said, well, it's about that time. See you, Pops. Gang, stay safe. See you, Parker. Amber said, Amber, you're nasty. Duke said, Amber, you got flour, right? Maria said, laugh. Jane says, bye, Parker. Or Daryl said, transchooler. I never marked up, so that took forever to mount to. The little things that kill you. Little and Four said, it is closing. Just says ajar. Amber said, Maria, not nasty, just hello freaky. Jane said, Lord Duke, you have a great idea. Ernest says, what has rings but no fingers? I don't know. Memory says, oatmeal raisin cookie. Amber said, Duke, I don't know. Weber says, I'm eating rice cake. Maria said, yes, freaky. Amber said, if you only knew. Jane said, little Four, wait, it was a car door. I thought it was a house door. Parker says, tell Randy turds float. That's right. Alexander said, is it 8:55 p.m. on yours? 7:55 p.m. Ernest says, phone. Little Peep says, bro, my back hurts. I'm sorry. 19 people, 42 thumbs up. People, 42 thumbs up. Little 4 said, nope, Jane, it's a car door. You must have unplugged the sensor when you took the door panel off. You must have unplugged the sensor that shows it's closed. Jane said, good one, Ernest. Ryan said, what kind of car? Ernest said, mirror, mirror on the door. Make my weenie touch the floor. And his legs fell off. Daryl said, battery in the bumper is junk, so I need to get another one. I understand that too. I bet I'll have to before I go. Jane said, okay then, I got nothing. Alexander said, damn, you're in the other side of the earth. Mine is 7:56 a.m. Yours is p.m. Yep. That's the way it is with Carlo too. He's in Australia. Ryan says the door is actually opening and closing, ? Amber said it's 6:56. John said, just ordered some blue Hosta seeds, 200. Little 4 says Tahoe. Duke says 5:56. Jane said, John, blue Hosta are beautiful. Ryan said the door is latching correctly and staying closed, ? Amber said, just wait until after 10. He probably unhooked that thing and it's not letting him know that it's closed. Little 4 said opening and closing now. Jane said, what happens after 10? She turns the freak on. The lights go down and the vibes start. Amber says, oh. Duke said, what happens after 10? Ernest said, what is it if hold it long, you'll die? I don't know. Abby said, do you like apple juice? Not really. Jane said, Daryl, you don't have a premiere, right? Daryl said, I have the weekly briefing to edit for tomorrow, daily work edit for Monday, and a member video to edit. Going to be a long night. Amber said, Pops got it right. Alexander says, have you go live in your house or in the warehouse only? Just the warehouse here. Amid said, hi, hello. Duke said, after 10, she turns the freak on. You mean it's on? It's not on now? Little 4 says, got it. It was a loose clip on the wiring harness of the door. I kicked his ass. There you go. Jane said, hit the like button, please. Ernest said, breathe. Jane said, Lord, good for Little 4. Telling it all off topic, said, long night. Abby said, Swiss cheese or sharp cheese? I'll take sharp. Amber said, it's only almost 7, so 3 more hours. Where am I at? Here. We go right here. Boop. Say, doop. Totally not off topic, said sharp. Punk Atomic said rip. Totally not off topics, got pictures laughing and making funny faces. Daryl says, have a great night all. Pray tomorrow is more productive. Yes, hope so. Alexander said, no, I just joined the live. Now it's already ending. Jane said, hit the like button, y'all. Weber said, good. Weber said, bye. Amber says, but I can be on now if I make it. Ryan said, have a great night, everyone. Jane said, take care all. Ryan says, have a good night, Randy. You too, Ryan. Thank you. Boogie Tom says, love you, man. Looking good. Looking sharp, mister. Thank you. Alexander said, Putin. Amber said, bye-bye, Pops, and everyone. See you, Amber. Enjoy yourself. Olivia says, night all. Hello, Olivia. Duke said, take care, everyone. Love and respect you all. Ryan said, go sleep. Jane said, bye, Olivia. Weber's cool. Little forces stay blessed from the dirt up, y'all. That's right. Duke said, Olivia. Ryan said, bye, Olivia. Y'all have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this. And remember, keep it silly. Thank y'all.